Want to speak real English from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at EnglishClass101.com.
Hi everybody, welcome back to Know Your Verbs. My name is Alicia, and in this episode, we're going to talk about the verb leave. Let's get started. Let's start with the basic definition of the verb leave. It is to go away from someone or something. Examples. We're leaving the house in 10 minutes. Our boss usually leaves the office at 7. Now let's take a look at the conjugations for this verb. Present, leave, leaves. Past, left. Past participle, left. Progressive, leaving. Now let's talk about some additional meanings for this verb. The first meaning is to end a romantic relationship or to abandon someone. Examples. I'm leaving you. His wife left him last year. So in the first example sentence, I'm leaving you, this is actually a very common expression seen in movies, in like serious breakups. I'm leaving you. It's often, I feel, more often used among married couples than couples that are just dating, but people who are married. It's like they've been together for a very long time and one person decides they're finished. So I'm leaving you. So we see this in the progressive tense. That shows us the person has made a decision. I am leaving you. They're very, it's a very clear choice. In the second example sentence, it's past tense. His wife left him last year. That means it's finished. So their relationship has ended. The relationship ended last year. His wife left him. The second additional meaning is to let something remain in a certain condition. Let's look at some examples. I accidentally left the air conditioner on when I went to work. Don't leave the car running in the garage. So as you can see, leave in these example sentences is used to refer to kind of a negative situation, like I forgot something, was in that state or in that condition, and I left my house or I left the room. So your body physically walks away from the situation, but you have some other thing that remains in that condition. So you can think of that condition, that thing, remaining in that state. So we kind of use leave to mean remain here. So like in the first example sentence, the air conditioner remained on when I left the house for work. But when I want to emphasize that it was negative and I didn't mean to do it, it was an accident, I can say, I left the air conditioner on. That sounds much more like, I forgot. Too bad. In the second example sentence, it's a command. Don't leave the car running in the garage. So running means on, like in the turned on state, in the turned on condition. Don't leave the car running means don't allow the car to continue running, to continue being on when it's in the garage. It's dangerous. So to leave something on or to leave something running is like to allow that to continue in that state, but usually because it's like an accident, or it's often because of an accident. The third additional meaning is to put something somewhere in the process of going away. So that means as you're leaving a location, you place something somewhere. So it's like you're doing two things at the same time. You're moving away from a place, and when you do that, you put something somewhere. So let's look at some examples of this. She left dinner for us in the oven. We left a package next to your door. So in the first example sentence, she left dinner for us in the oven. There are two things happening there. One, the she in the situation has departed from the situation. Maybe this person, she went to work or she went to bed. She's no longer involved in the situation. However, when she departed, she did something else. She put dinner for the other people in the oven. So there are two things happening there. She leaves the situation and she puts dinner in the oven. The second example sentence, we left a package next to your door, is the same thing. So the we in this situation left the location, past tense, so they went away from the location, And as they did in that moment, when they decided to depart, they left a package. They placed a package next to the listener's door. So there are two things happening in this situation too. So when you say, I left something for you, they left something for us, there are actually two things that happened there. They departed and they put something somewhere. The fourth additional meaning is to give someone responsibility. Examples. Leave it to me. She left me with these reports. So here we're seeing leave to mean responsibility or receipt of responsibility. In the expression leave it to me, which is very common, it means let me take care of it. Let me deal with it. I'll do it. No problem. Like, it's my responsibility. Please give me the responsibility. Leave it to me. In the second example sentence, she left me with these reports. It's like she gave the speaker responsibility for these reports. She left me with these, asked me to take care of them. In this case too, I suppose you could say like she came to the speaker's desk, gave the speaker reports to take care of, and then walked away. There could be a double meaning there, I suppose. But to leave someone with a task tends to mean like they're left with some kind of responsibility. They have a responsibility to accept in that case. Let's go on to some variations for this verb. The first variation is to leave somebody or something out. This means to not include somebody or to not include something. Examples. She left out the spicy ingredients of the dish she was making. You always leave me out of your parties. So to leave something out means you do not include something. So a key to understanding how to use this variation is that it's something that was originally there and you make a choice, or the subject of the sentence in this case, there's a choice made not to include that thing. We see this in the first example sentence. She left out the spicy ingredients in the dish she was making. That means in the recipe, there were spicy ingredients to use. However, she chose not to use those ingredients. She left out those spicy ingredients in the dish. So there was a choice made. In the second example sentence, it's about a person. Someone says, you always leave me out of your parties, which means you never include me in your parties. So you always leave me out of your parties is like, we are friends, I am here, but you make a choice not to include me in your parties. You always leave me out of your parties. So this is when there's a choice made not to include someone or something. The next variation is to leave somebody or something behind. This means to move away from a place without somebody or without something. So the nuance is often like you were forced to, like not take that thing, or you forgot that thing. Examples. Leave him behind. We'll come back later. She left a pair of shoes behind because there wasn't room in her suitcase. So in the first example sentence, maybe it's something you've seen in like an action movie. The expression leave him behind. It means like go away from this place without him. So like a person who is injured, for example, in an action movie. They can't walk or they're really sick. You might hear the expression leave him behind or leave her behind. It means go forward without that person. And then we follow this with the expression we'll come back later. So meaning we'll come back to help this person later. In that case, then, it's that there's some situation which makes it difficult to continue with that person at this time. So the advice is to leave a person behind, like to move forward without that person. In the second example sentence, she left behind a pair of shoes because they wouldn't fit in a suitcase. It's like she's forced. She has a limited amount of space, so she was forced to leave her shoes behind. She was forced to go away without this pair of shoes because there was not enough room in her suitcase. So we can use leave behind to show kind of this maybe negative or somewhat sad or unhappy situation in some way. So to leave someone behind, usually not something you want to do, but that you must do. So those are a few new ways, I hope, for you to use the verb leave. If you have any questions or comments, if you know a new way of using the verb leave, or if you want to practice making an example sentence with this verb, please feel free to do so in the comment section of this video. Of course, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and check us out at EnglishClass101.com for some other things that can help you as you study English. Thanks very much for watching this episode of Know Your Verbs, and we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye. Want to speed up your language learning? Take your very first lesson with us. You'll start speaking in minutes and master real conversations. Sign up for your free lifetime account. Just click the link in the description.